y'all, it's me, Jen. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I want to thank you for being here with me so much. If you're new here, I make journaling content, and right now I'm in a Hobonichi day-free journal, and I'm going to be sharing two spreads with you today. I'm going to be showing you my process and some of the tools I may use, as well as some background on the journaling I'm going to be doing. So I would love if you stay tuned and relax, sit back, and just, chill with me while I go through this process. And I would love for you to subscribe and like the video if you find that you're into it. All right, guys, let's go. Well, hey, hi, hello, how are you guys? I am so happy that you're here. This is the second time I'm recording this video, or this voiceover. I hope you're happy. I didn't have my microphone plugged in. That's unfortunate. And so anyway, let's just chill. Let's just take a deep breath. Let's just get back into it. Let me try to remember all the smart and cute and funny, clever things I said, and I'm just going to simply repeat them. Um, anyway, so I'm going to be journaling today about my kids going back to school. And I know it's a little late, but like I said in the last video, I just finished my vacation journaling. For me, it's really hard to journal on a daily basis, and I think I'm almost there though with this with the Hobonichi. What holds me back from journaling is having too many obstacles in the way, whether it's, you need to print out pictures, you need to watercolor a background first before you can write. These are the kinds of things that, I say to myself. But I think with this journal, it's just much easier. It's a uniform size, and the inks and stuff don't soak through to the other side, and so I'm finding it easier. But what I could do to shrink down the obstacles is to do a many washes of using my ink on, the papers, just doing a bunch of painting, which is really relaxing. And I know a lot of people do this already. So I think that's one thing that can help me just sit down and write if I need to get some emotions out, um, you know. And then the other thing is right now I'm printing pictures, I'm collaging them, and then I'm printing them on one photo sheet at a time, like a letter size sheet. And so that's also something that's been preventing me from being able to journal on a daily basis. So people have suggested the Canon selfie, so I think next month I'm going to try to invest in that one so that it'll be quicker. Because like last Friday I went to an event where we played bingo at the school, and I had such a great time, with my kids there. And I took them by myself, and I got to socialize with like other parents and stuff, which I don't usually do because I'm kind of introverted. But I was really hamming it up because I knew one of the ladies, and it was just hysterical, you know. But yeah, I haven't journaled about it, and I wish I would have earlier, because those memories are probably almost, they're all filtered, and they've melted away, and there's only like the core parts of it left, not the subtleties. So yeah, so I think that's, to get something that can print a couple pictures at a time for you, and so you have them there. I know some people put post-it notes in place of photos. I don't think that would work for me because I don't know. I just want to be able to just do it, decorate it, and I don't want to underestimate or overestimate how much, I guess, what is it called, real estate, is needed on the papers. I hope that makes sense. This is completely different conversation I'm having with you now compared to the last time I recorded. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, going back to this spread, this year I didn't make any school back to school related art, but last year I have a lot, and it's still on my Patreon if you're interested, and the link will be in the description. And I think this year I made like a pencil lady that was really cute. But last year I made a lot more stuff, and I did interpretations on Magic School Bus, but instead of like Miss Frizzle being like a human, she was an alien and she was driving a UFO bus, you know? And which is like not what they say anymore. I think they say unidentified anomalous object. I think you guys can correct me if that's the right word at the end. UFO, unidentified flying object. Yeah. Or no. Oh, it does it start with P? Unidentified anomalous phenomenon, UAP or something like that. So anyway, the reason I found out they changed the name is because in the news recently, the Mexican government heard I guess a scientist or somebody, historian or something, really big into aliens. They actually brought bodies of aliens in to their Congress, and it was all on video and pictures were taken. So I was like, wow, that's extreme. So anyway, I have made a little piece of art related to that for my Halloween collage sheets coming up. I'm so excited. I think it's adorable. But yeah, so I hope you guys tune in for that. But just knowing ahead of time, that's what the alien art thing that I made is in reference to. But I'll also, put a note on the Patreon sheets. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with this. Yeah, but so I have a lot of school stuff from last year, and you can see there's a sticker that says Journal It, and that's a play on the Book It program that Pizza Hut had when I was in elementary school, where you would get points for reading books, and you could trade it in for pizza and stuff like that when you read enough books. So I thought it would be cute to change it to Journal It, and so yeah, I drew little doodles on the book there to make it look like it's a journal spread. You can't see it in this image, but yeah, and that computer is like a of my version of like an old Apple computer from the 90s. We had these in elementary school in computer class. I didn't have one at my house until what, 1999 or something like that. Um, yeah, and so I also made like these. I made a lot of stuff, but these notebook papers are pretty cool. You can actually write on them like a journaling card because they have lines, or you can use them as a photo mat, which is what I did on mine. Yeah, so I also said something about the pictures of the girls there that we all tend to take lots of pictures, lots more than we used to, right? Because of digital cameras. Um, and all the pictures just go to the cloud, right? So, um, to kind of combat that, the reason why I'm taking a lot of pictures is because I want to capture the slight change in their facial expressions or the moods, or I'm just trying to capture like these meaningful milliseconds that are usually gone, from my working memory after a couple minutes. So if you are finding that you have repetitive pictures and it's like, oh, well, I guess I'll put this extra one in a box and put it away. I use these little miniature brads that I got from Walmart, or not Walmart, but Amazon. And I'm sure you guys have seen me talk about them, but I stack them on top of each other, and it can becomes kind of like a slideshow, if you will. So I had pictures of the girls, and they were slightly different, but they were still cute to me and important. And so I just stacked them on top of each other, and they swivel around so you can see what the second picture is. Yeah, so I put the brad through the journaling card and not the Hobonichi paper. I've done that already, and that created a bumpy issue. There's my little organizer for my numbers that I've collected from other Patreon accounts, like Pocket Journal Pam, Susie's Tiny Desk, February and June. Yeah, so I'm still using their art, and yeah, so this is what this spread is. I'm just using a regular glue stick for now. I need to get some double-sided tape, I guess, but I actually haven't really needed it because I'm using clear tape to tape my pictures in, and so that I can fit the writing behind it. I really like that style of having it layered with the writing on the bottom and then things stacked on top of it. It gives it like a collagey layered look. and you're not losing any writing real estate, right? So, yeah, I haven't really needed the double-sided tape, but maybe I should get that someday. I've even been sticking art pieces to my flaps, if you will. So, yeah, my computer image, I glued it actually to this the journaling card flap there, and then I also flapped all the pictures so I can still write underneath it. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this spread. This is my back to school spread. Please let me know if you ever have any questions about anything. I would love to answer your questions. And I'm just using Statler felt tip technical pens. They're like micron pens. And I'm using the Dr. Phillips Martin, Doc Martin, Dr. Pepper India inks. And like I said in the last video, they're waterproof and they're really good to write over. They don't gunk up a pen or anything. So I'm liking those. So I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I'm going to be going through another spread in just a couple seconds. And yeah, I like this spread. I like the colors. It matches a lot of the school stuff I made last year, so it's cool. So again, with this spread, I am starting out with the inks, and just been experimenting with these, and I find that they are very, very concentrated with a lot of pigment, and I have been watering mine down pretty good. I just do a drop of ink, and then I do like maybe 3 drops of water, like dipping in the water. And yeah, and so I find that is even very saturated. So it's like you can keep adding water, to make it more of a wash. But I usually, after I dry my spread, I use the leftover. I kind of even more dilute it and paint it on the following pages. Yeah, so I hope that helps if you guys want to try it out. It doesn't have that sheen or the mixture of I don't know, colors and stuff like fountain ink and watercolor, like naturally made watercolors. But I'm finding that if you can mix some colors, it looks really pretty, like I did here. So I really like the wet on wet technique of wetting your brush and wetting the paper and then dropping in some color, and it expands out and looks really cool, like a cell or a rock or some kind of natural phenomenon. I really like it. Yeah, so I've been experimenting with what colors look good together to mix. If you mix too much of contrasting colors, you'll get something muddy, so you got to be careful with that. But yeah, these are along the same colors of red. It's like a red brown and then like a red purple kind of color. So I didn't worry about it too much. But yeah, so this spread is going to be talking about our little surprise that we got when we came back from vacation this summer. Uh, about 3 days after we got back, and on the first day of school for the girls, we had a surprise of a lifetime. So we've adopted 2 rabbits from a neighbor, and this neighbor kid was immature, and he brought rabbits home to his house without permission, and we actually found them like outside, like walking around like in the driveway and on the yard, these rabbits. And they were out there forever. My husband's like, oh, I saw some rabbits out there. And I looked, and they're just like hanging out in the driveway, kind of hopping, kind of walking. And I'm just like, those are not wild rabbits. Those are domesticated. So I told him to go over there and like check what's happening. And I guess there were some cages on their porch, and he, tried to get them and put them back, in the cages, and called our neighbor, and she's like, hey, you want them? And of course, it's like me with animals. I don't think, I just go, and I'm like, yeah, we'll take them, because she said that her son like grabbed them from Facebook, and he doesn't have permission to keep them. So I was worried what would happen to them, if we didn't adopt them. So yeah, that's the story behind these rabbits, and we haven't gotten them fixed or neutered because it's really super expensive in our town. So we have to find like I don't know if this is true, if like people like veterinarians who work with farms and stuff, I don't know if they like charge lower prices. I'm not sure, but I hope we can find something affordable. But we got back, and our rabbit, the girl just wasn't coming out of this cardboard box that we put in there for her. We made doors like an entrance and exit door. It's like called a hidey hole, and she just wasn't coming out of it. And all week she's been gnawing on this door, making it bigger, expanding the space in her little house. And we're like, what are you doing? And she's making so much noise and rattling and shaking and jumping in her cage. And yeah, so anyway, one day we had to clean it out, and we're trying to get her out, and she runs into this box, and she's like, I'm not coming out. I'm not coming out. And we are tipping it, we are shaking it, we're grabbing her. She's not coming out of this box, okay? We finally tip it to where she can't hold it anymore, and so she slides out, and then behind her slides this nest of like naked looking peanut sized rat looking things. And we were all just shocked, just completely shocked, just could not believe that those were in there. And so it couldn't have happened when we were on vacation. We had a neighbor helping us, he kept them separate. It just wasn't enough time for gestation. I don't think. It was like we were gone 4 days. So we were trying to think, and we think that there was a moment when my son was cleaning out this larger structure that we were keeping them in, and there's a door between each of their sides, and we think he left it open one time, and we discovered them together later. And we're like, oh boy, oh no, hope nothing happened. But then, like, we forgot about it. So anyway, we have these babies, and we're all panicking. Me and my husband, we don't know what to do. We're just like kind of frozen, like fight or flight. We've definitely, like, I've definitely frozen. He's definitely flew away. Like, we don't know what to do. So I'm like, oh man, So my husband grabs the babies and puts them in a Tupperware. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, you put your scent on there. She's not going to take care of them anymore. Like I didn't know what was happening. And I'm like, we have to fix the nest. The nest was just like their perfect place. And what if they don't get back in their nest and it's like disintegrating? And she had chewed all the way to the bottom of this cardboard box, like just like you think it's like in their natural state. It's like, oh, I'm going to dig a hole and put this clutch of bunnies down there. And so anyway, we eventually we cleaned the cage, and we tried to put the nest back together as best we could, and we scooped the babies, we put them in there, and we just worried. Okay, we read some research, and it said if you have the mom's scent on your skin already, that the bunnies will be fine, and that she will then not reject them or something. It's like, what does it have to do with us? I don't know. Anyway, but we still worried. And then a few days, we don't see her nursing them, because I think she does it like when it's calm and dark or something. I don't know. But one day we did see her in the box for a few minutes, so we were like, yay, yay! There, she's feeding them. But we still saw like a runt of the litter that looked like it wasn't getting enough food, and we're like, oh no, is that one gonna die? We were really worried. Well, this thing has become the cutest, plumpest, fluffiest rabbit, and it's taken her genes of this lion's mane breed, and so it's so fluffy and furry, and it's got this lion's mane of fur like around its face, but the hair on the face is really flat. It looks hilarious. But but anyway, we call him Scotty because he reminds us of like a Scottish person with the beard and everything. But yeah, but my daughter, she just absolutely loves the bunny. She's an animal person, and she wants to work with animals when she grows up. So she's been letting them out and observing their behavior and helping us with chores once in a while. And so yeah, it's been fun seeing them grow, and we have to get larger enclosures for them. So going back to the journal, I found some rabbit imagery from Pocket Journal Pam and Susie's Tiny Desk, and so I put them on here, but I love Susie's crying rabbit because that's how I was. I was so shocked. I didn't know what to do. My littlest daughter was freaking out. She's got on the autism spectrum, and she's like, "This is so stressing. This is so stressing," because it was different, right? She was supposed to be getting like her, last sip and brushing her teeth and going, to bed. But then like me and my husband are like, "We can't do that right now. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to do this." So we were in total panic mode. But anyway, I thank you so much for being with me on this video and listening to these stories. I know I went on and on. I hope you guys have an excellent weekend, and I love hearing from you guys. Please comment below on any questions or commentary you have. I'm so happy to be back and talking with you guys and showing you what I'm doing with journaling. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to, and check out my Patreon for some freebies and some other stuff. Thanks, guys. Bye.